Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Camp's Chats on the Farm. Look man, it's a beautiful evening out here. It's a little brisk. I love fall weather, and finally we are getting some of that fall weather. I'm going to jump into this week's topic, and I think you guys are going to like where this source of inspiration came from. As some of you may know, basically I talk a lot about my personal life, things that I have dealt with, gone through, or are currently going through. And this week came to me compliments of my dog, Finley, my Australian Shepherd. And the topic this week is, are we really driven toward our goals, or are we going through the motions? And Finley actually gave me that moment of inspiration. He's an Australian Shepherd, as I said, and as many of you probably know, Australian Shepherds are bred to herd, and that's what he does. My gosh, does this dog love to herd. It doesn't matter what it is either. If you're walking down the hallway, he's trying to herd you. If you're driving in the golf cart, he's trying to herd you. And I don't even want to talk about how many laps he makes my animals do around this place, but he is a great herding dog. And it was funny because this past week, I was doing my last cut on the grass. And so I'm push mowing some areas I had to push mow. And as I'm going through, this joker just keeps on trying to attack my tire. And he's like biting at the tire. And finally I get a switch, and I'm sitting there trying to mow, and he's coming up, and I'm yelling at him, and I'm like trying to swat him away. And he just won't quit. I mean, I would yell at him, and I would show him the switch. He would walk over to the side, and for a second, you could see in his face dejection. You could see disappointment. You could see that deep down, his feelings was hurt. But then, in a moment, all of a sudden it would all go away. And that dude was back after the tire. And after several times, and I started to become frustrated, suddenly I became inspired. And I was watching this dog just go through these quick sets of emotion where it was so focused and so intense on trying to get that tire on the lawnmower. And each time he was turned away, he would feel disappointment, but then he would regroup and he would come back faster and at a faster, quicker, better angle, trying to get the tire. And it got me to thinking, dear God, if I was as driven as my dog is to bite this tire at everything I did in life, I can't even imagine how successful I would be. You see, this dog didn't have to be told, you should be driven, Finley, to go bite a tire. Comes natural. It's instinctive. It's in his heart. It's in his soul. That's what this dog does. It just totally wants to herd something. And in this case, it was my lawnmower. But when we look at this on a personal perspective, I want you to think about this real quick. This week's message is very important, and boy, does it apply to everybody out there. When we go after something, are we just going through the motions? I mean, you getting an idea and you think to yourself, this is a good thing I want to try, but really our heart's not in it? How successful are we going to be at those things? And so that's my message to you this week. When you decide to go after something, when you decide to pursue something, a goal, a dream, whatever it is, I want you to ask yourself, am I as driven to do this thing, whatever that is, as Finley is to bite a tire? Because I'm going to tell you something. That dog, no matter how many times I yelled at him, how many times I threatened him, came right back to its center place. That dog knew that its only goal was to bite that tire. And man, I'll tell you what, suddenly I became genuinely inspired. And I said, this is how I want to have the intensity right here, each and every time I go after something. Moving forward, I'm going to remind myself of this day, of how Finley actually taught me something in my moment of frustration. That it only matters to go after goals if we're going to go all in, cannonballing. And we're going to go in with the drive and intensity that no matter what happens, we're going to pick ourselves up. We're going to try to find a better way. We're going to go after those dreams again. Each and every day, each and every week, each and every month, each and every year. Guys, we only get this one shot in life. We only get this one chance right here. And that's why I'm going to go full tilt. Public speaking, being an instructor, doesn't matter what it is. I'm going full tilt. All right, guys. Hope this message helps you guys. I know some of you, some of my students, some of the paramedics in that right now, you're having to ask yourself, am I going through the motions or am I really driven? Each time I come into class, am I really driven? Get out there, make it happen. Hey, I hope Coach Camp did something for you. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Continue to like, share, tune in, baby. Get you some apparel. Sexy Coach Camp Christmas apparel. I like it. See y'all next week. Be good to one another.